You know, I touched on this topic before, but I'm going to come back and talk a little bit more about how we see people and we assume, judging for one, oh, hey, thank you for joining me for another session of Choice Spirit. Thank you. Choice here. Hey, we see people and we assume that they should know better, that they should do better, and they should know better than to do whatever it is that they're doing. Like we're observing the way that they're handling situations. You know, I have to speak like this because people are being censored. I wouldn't understand why they might want to censor me. I mean me, with a few people. Thank you so much for joining me. But anyway, I do want to continue saying a few, speaking out a little bit. So I have to do it in a diplomatic way. So most often I don't use names, and what I'm saying is more than what I'm saying. What I'm attempting to get across is more than what I say. But anyway, whatever you can pick up, whatever it is, yeah, maybe, So you see people handling things, running things, and you would think that they actually know that what they're doing is detrimental to not just their community, not just their country, but to humanity. It has gotten to a point where you kind of like look and wonder if they're just robots, cogs, something that maybe is missing a heart or a mind. Because to you, what is obvious, they either can't see it, ignoring it, or just think that it's actually okay. So they make decisions and they do things that affect the lives of millions, maybe even billions of people. And when you call them on it, if you dare to, they're speaking as though you lost your mind. You don't know what you're talking about. What they're doing is the best thing for you. Is the actual gift from the Most High. This is how. And you are, people are thinking, well, can they see what will happen if they go this way? Everything is right there. Can't they see what will become of perhaps their children and their children's children if they go that route? That whatever decisions they're making now is just the beginning of what can be calamity and destruction. And you try to figure, who's running you? Who's running you? Remember I talked to you about that sacred heart space. That sacred space is pure. It's untouched. It's said to be connected. It's said to be connected. That is where the Most High, where the wisdom lies, right there. And it can't help but to be unconditional in nature, meaning all things go. But somewhere, I wonder if people, it's a thing where people are disconnected from that space. Disconnected from that space. And where it's either that or you'll hear me talk about, a lot thorns being wrapped around the heart. Or where it's said in many various doctrine and holy books that the Most High will harden the heart, so that compassion is not available there, so that love is not available to the one that houses that heart. Somewhere they've been blocked off from the nature of eternal love in order to carry out things, in order to carry out things on this planet. And here's the spiritual side of this. We must have something to rock the boat in order to know when the boat is stable. You hear them say, you have to have light in order to, darkness in order to know light. You have to have what one might want to call good in order to know the other thing. You have to have this polarity thing, if you will, but I believe it's just so much more than just opposites. But this scale of possibilities, in order to be able to decipher, to choose, to discern, you have to have these various type waveforms and frequencies. It's almost like going into an ocean, and the ocean, everywhere in the ocean is a different feel. It's a different vibe, a different feel everywhere you go. Same thing when you go into different countries. There's always a different vibe, a different feel. You go into someone's home, there's always a different vibe and different feel. Not everyone's home feels welcoming and pleasant or full with love. You see? So we see things that we just can't get our minds to understand. And the people that are carrying out have something called, well, their heart has been hardened, perhaps, well, who knows? Or their mind has this thing people call cognitive dissonance, when they cannot see what they're not ready to see. They're unable to see whatever it is you're talking about, because for them what they're doing is right. For them. And we see this in many of the scriptures where they talk about, go into this land, kill off these people, take their land. Go into this land, kill off these people, take their land. Or maybe I shouldn't say the word kill. I don't know if that's okay. But do away with those people. I mean, stuff like this is written in our holy books. Orders like this is written in our holy books. And is said to be ordered by the Most High. So if you're speaking to someone that believes this and feels this, that this is what it is, and they come into your land and take it because this is what has been told to them to do, because this is what was told to them to do. And they're only following instructions. So how would you speak about that person's heart? How do we wrap our minds around that? How do we make sense of that? But then we see what's going on around us this day. Perhaps they feel they have that kind of, and we have our kind of. Humanity has, this is all aspects. This is all aspects. The way to know the way. The way to, perhaps, the only way to know the way is by what I've mentioned in my other videos, is going within. Seeking the kingdom within. Keeping yourself in that loving spirit. That may be the only way. Because our minds are not made. The human mind is not designed to understand all that the Most High is. It just isn't. But all answers to all questions is within that sacred heart space. And so therefore, you must go within. Go within. And let that be. Let that be. Let that be. Let it be. That. Just that. Much love, Choice Spirit. Choice Spirit here. Much love. Thank you so very much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Namaste. Oh, hit thumbs up. If you like, share. I don't say subscribe to everything, but subscribe. Thank you so very much, Trace.